Tsion, we're going to record, right? You're going to record?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Hello and welcome everyone to our weekly Employment Club webinar, a place for sharing career advancement tips and experiences. We're very thankful and happy that you are able to make it to join today. Please introduce yourself by providing your full name in the chat room and the city you're joining us from. Today's webinar host is a community career promoter. The mission of career promoter is to inspire you to achieve your highest human potential with the vision for you to achieve a decent quality of life. You contribute to your community and you are a positive force as a global citizen. Community career promoter engages the best talents for the common good, is inclusive and serves all people. Connect people with local career resources. If you'd like to know more about Community Career Promoter, you can visit the website at communitycareerpromoter.org. I have a friendly, important message from Community Career Promoter. Are you seeking career advancement? Contact your nearest American Job Center. Want to help others in career advancement? Tell them about American Job Center. Search American Job Center and find the nearest in your area. This is a free tax-paid service that everybody can use. This American Job Center, you can visit their website at careeronestop.org. There's plenty of information, useful tips, and useful career topics that you can search about planning your next job, like searching or networking, find jobs. There's search tips, resumes and applications in their interviews and negotiations. So you can find a lot of useful, important information from the website. It does also have a self-assessment to explore your career options, to find what interests you best, where you fit in, what kind of career will be the best fit for you. So you can search that in their website at careeronestop.org. It's a free, there could be a free or low-cost training. Most of them might be free, but there could be a low-cost training also to prepare you for certifications. There's different kind of certifications or types of training. For high school, for example, equivalency is adult basic education, short-term training, college certifications, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of useful information on here too. Today's webinar sponsor is one of our webinar sponsors is Sitkate, the career coaching. Career coaching is empowering professionals by helping them make informed decisions about their career. Career coaching gives you mindset to make smart professional decisions. Career coaching find your sweet spot and find what opportunities exist. Career coaching, and you will do what you are good at, what you want in life. So if you'd like to know more about career coaching by Sitkate, you can contact Marta Negash. Her phone number is displayed here. Our other webinar sponsor is ICAT. ICAT is a human capital company that improves organizational performance. ICAT's services include customized training, contract staffing and outsourced services, cybersecurity services. You can contact Gabe Hamda or visit the website at www.icat.net to find more about iCat. Our other webinar sponsor is Addi Solutions. Addi Solutions is an affordable website design and development, graphic design and online marketing service provider. Addi Solutions services include website development, print and online promotion materials, online marketing and advertising. You can find more about Addi Solutions by going to their website, addisolutions.com, or contact Wukianos Tashagar. We also have another sponsor, that's Impact Management and IT Solutions. Impact is a management and IT support company and provides simplified solutions for management services from foundation to completion, information technology services from basic to complex, depending on customers' needs. Can visit the website at www.impactmits.com. This is a reminder how to use your webinar tools, just to make sure for the best experience to mute yourself, and also use the chat room if you have questions. If you have any comments, we encourage you to chat throughout the session and raise your hand if you have questions. Okay, we have today's presentation. We have a guest presenter. I'm calling our guest to take over now.
Wonderful. Tsion, thank you so much for the opportunity to share the topic of enjoyment is a gateway to advancement. And the question is, are you enjoying yourself as you seek career advancement? So this is a topic, and I'm the presenter. So Tsion, I appreciate you if you can just, you'll be asking questions and I'll be answering, and that's the way we go.
All right. Thank you, Gabe. We'll go from there. Enjoyment is a gateway to advancement. Are you enjoying yourself as you seek advancement? Okay, I will go to the questions. Gabe, you have been an evangelist of enjoying yourself as a gateway to advancement. Please briefly introduce the topic and why are you interested in this topic?
Wonderful. So, and thank you so much for that question. So to begin with, yes, I am an evangelist of enjoying yourself as you seek career advancement. So to just introduce, as we seek career advancement, the fact you are enjoying where you are, enjoying yourself, makes a big statement. Why? Because when you are enjoying yourself, you are healthy and you are attractive to other people that you are seeking to work with. When, however, on the other side, if you are cranky and complaining, it's really a barrier for your growth. And therefore, just to kind of be specifics, what does a person who is enjoying herself look like? Okay, you smile, you kind of take things lightly, and there is, you can even laugh, and also you are appreciative. So a combination of all of these is considered enjoyment. It's kind of like an ongoing joy that you create. So the reason I'm interested in this is truly a gateway to your success and for your advancement. So if might as well enjoy while you are seeking advancement.
Wow, that's nice. All right. I understand you like meeting and talking to people and strangers. Have you figured out the clues you see if a person you speak with is enjoying himself or not?
Perfect. So when I speak with people, sometimes I speak with people in person. If I'm speaking with them in person, face to face, I look at their smile. If they are smiling, it's a sign they are enjoying themselves. If they are frowning and they look sad, they are not enjoying themselves. However, in COVID days, a lot of times I speak with people over the phone. And, as when you smile, it shows in your voice, right?
That's right.
It shows in your voice when you are smiling. So I can tell that. And also when I speak with people, the words they use to describe themselves is a clue. For example, when they speak about their day, if they talk about, they had a hard time with this person, they had a hard time with a family member, it's a sign they are not enjoying themselves. However, if they say, oh, I had lunch with my son, or I had, I visited with a friend and we had a good time. So the words people use to describe the situation they are in, or the situation they use to describe themselves, indicates that they are enjoying themselves. Okay.
Wow, okay. That's a great point. How do you deal with people who are not enjoying themselves?
Okay. So let's say in a conversation, I find out that, someone is really complaining, right? Complaining about the weather, complaining about the economy, complaining about the, leaders of the world or leaders of the country they are in, or other people, those are signs. And when I see that, one of the things I do when I meet people, not only meet people, but with people even I know, even family members, I ask them, what is their joy of the day, right? So when they speak about their joy of the day, mostly it's on, when I ask people, their joy of the day, if they are not feeling good, if they are cranky, if they are complaining, they usually tell me that there is no joy today. And then I say, let me share mine. And then I say, you know what? When I had lunch, my wife gave me something that is yummy. And then they think and say, oh, I have something to share with you. And they say, my son came and just gave me a good hug, right? And then, so just by sharing my story, they kind of think of the good things happening in their life. So that's kind of one way. And usually I'm not in the business of telling people to be happy. It's just kind of like my modeling, okay?
Wonderful. That's contagious, though. It's good.
Contagious.
How do you describe your level of enjoying your life and your career?
Yes, wonderful. Thank you for asking that question, Tsion. So I consider myself a person who is really enjoying life and career. So because that is happening because it's the way I look at things. So, I look at the day, the fact I had I woke up in the morning, and the fact, I can breathe, without help, and I can walk, and I can see, I can drink water. A lot of the things I get for free bring me joy. And just because of that, and the career and the people I work with, or the clients I work with, so I can, I just look at the things and the people in my life. Particularly, I know, this may sound somewhat strange. There are times when I have a very difficult conversation with people, when there is misunderstanding, with a family member or someone. I consider that a moment of learning. So just by, enjoying the moment, and even when there are difficult situations, and how I can be better from that situation. So all of that added, it has made me a joyous person in life and in my career.
Wow, that's great. I understand you have 3 nice practical tips for enjoying yourself. Please give us your list of tips and I'll be asking you how to implement each tip.
Wonderful. So let me just go down the list. So there are, I prescribe 3 practical tips for enjoying yourself so that you are well suited for advancement in life and in career. So tip number one is that to enjoy where you are in life and in your career, okay? Wherever you are, you know. And the second tip is that you name what you want for your future, whether it is in life or in career, as opposed to what do you want, what you don't want. Okay, so that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is that you celebrate every little progress you make in life and in career during your journey. So those are the 3 tips, and I'll be happy to kind of go in detail over each one of the tips.
Yes, please. Can you just tell us how you implement those tips?
Okay, so let's go over tip number 1. So tip number 1 is enjoy where you are in life and in your career, right? What does that mean? What that means is to accept where you are and also to appreciate and also to make the most out of where you are. Let's just say you are going to school, right? When you are in school, you are studying hard, right? Someone is telling you what to read, and it's just, you don't have a whole lot of free time, right? So, the school days are not gonna last forever. So it's just kind of say, hey, this is when I'm really learning a lot, right? And just enjoy it for what it is. Or you may be in between jobs, right? You may be in between jobs, one job ends and you are looking for work, and let's say you're just looking for work, right? And if you are looking for work, that might as well enjoy that season because you are learning how to sell yourself. This is your opportunity to evaluate what the job market looks like. Okay, and I've never heard of anyone who died while looking for work because they don't have food to eat. I mean, that's not the case, right? Everyone I know has food to eat and there is a place they can stay. So as long as your basic needs are covered, it's just pretty much enjoying where you are. So let me kind of get specifically into this. When you really enjoy where you are, with the 2 examples I gave, whether you are where you are in a season of looking for work, or whether in a season where you are taking classes and maybe you are, staying home to support your children or support your family, whatever situation you are in, there are 3 benefits out of it. Number 1, one benefit is, the fact that you are enjoying where you are, it minimizes stress, right? The fact you say, you know what, I'm going to school, I'm going to enjoy this. You're going to have less stress in life and in your career. And guess what? When you are less stressful, you are able to make more advancement, okay, in life and in career. When you are stressed, stress can be debilitating. It can affect your health negatively, and nobody wants to be around you, right? So that's one benefit. Another benefit is when you enjoy where you are, there is just so much you learn from your experiences of where you are, right? Let's say, as in this case of when you are, taking a class or, studying for an exam, you may come across someone who really has some good techniques. So you learn from the situation. And by learning from that situation, you are able to navigate different issues, right? You may learn from someone that helps you to navigate issues you encounter in life. And also, third, when you are enjoying yourself, you think of the needs of others as opposed to just your own needs. And when you contribute to others and you volunteer and you help the community you are in, guess what? You become more fulfilled and your life has more purpose and you become more joyous. Like, so now you are volunteering, with Career Promoter, and your company impact is volunteering and sponsoring. And by doing this, you have more meaning because you are making a difference in the lives of others. So You are doing all of these things to feed your soul and to make advancements that you are looking for. So I think I'll conclude this section by saying, enjoying where you are does not mean you are content where you are. It doesn't mean you stop where you are. You are making advancements, but you are making advancements while you are making the best use of where you are. You are there for a reason, not forever. I think the biggest mistake people make is to feel like if you are in a situation, okay, to feel like that is forever is just a big mistake. Because let's say we are having a tough time, tough times have expiration date. It's not gonna last forever. It's knowing, let me just learn from it and get ready for life. And maybe tomorrow as I become a leader of an organization, whatever it is, you have learned good lessons. That's tip number one.
That's great. That's a big lesson for a lot of us. Yeah, you have a lot of knowledge about this, and you're a joyful person yourself. I'm going to ask you one more question. How do you enjoy unpleasant moments in your life?
Now, I think, I understand, Tsion, when you have unpleasant moments, it's a tough situation, but you learn from it, okay? Like, I think one example is, I'm talking to my colleague, Tsion, Laleda, our, mutual friend. She's in California, and, I ask her the same question, what's your joy today? And she will tells me, hey, the fire in California, everyone knows, there is fire in California in the West Coast. And she actually, today, she told me that, today they have contained the fire better than yesterday. Yesterday, she was telling me that, they have, they had their ability to contain was reduced from 6% to 3%. That's not pleasant. However, she was telling me that, she's very happy to be there where her mom is, as opposed to where she was. If she's where she was in Atlanta, she will be worried. And so it's just kind of like taking the moment and, what lessons you are learning. And even in that tough moment, some of the lessons you are learning is one way you keep the joy running in your soul.
Awesome. Yeah, I really like your second tip of naming what you want and not what you don't want. What is the science behind this way of communicating?
Yes. Tsion, I think that, naming what you want, this is tip number 2, is name what you want. Talk about what you want as opposed to what you don't want. When I speak with people and I say, people, they say, I'm looking for work, can you help me? And I say, what's the job you want? What I want to hear, I want them to say, listen, I want to work for the government. And the job I want is to be an accountant. And the money I want to make is $85,000. You know what? By them saying that, I want to work for the government, I want to be an accounting, manager, making $85,000. They made they made my job easy to help them, get what they want. And also, when they know what they want, they have a better opportunity of attracting what they want. But when they say, you know what, I don't want to work for private companies. I don't want to work for nonprofits because they don't have enough money. I don't want to work for $30,000. Guess what? When you keep talking about what you don't want, you attract what you don't want. If you want the good things for your future, for your career, name it. And the more you name it, you are attracted to it and you prepare yourself for it. And therefore, I just say, talk about what you want. Now, let me kind of give you a little experiment, Tsion. I invite people who listen to this, recording or this webinar recording to stand in front of a mirror. Tsion, I want you to try this, and I've done this so many times. Stand in front of a mirror and talk about, let's say if you are talking about a career, the kind of job you want to have, okay? Or, what you want to, let's just talk about business since, you have impact, right? Okay, the kind of customers Impact wants, and you say, Impact is going to have, 15 high-tech companies and, 3 government agencies and 2 nonprofits, okay? So you're talking about the kinds of customers you want to have. And when you talk about the customers you want, look at your demeanor, look at your face. And then you can switch over just for the sake of this argument and talk about the customers you don't want. Okay, I don't want to work with, companies who don't pay on time. I don't want to work for companies, who don't tell me what I don't want. And look at your face. You just look gloomy, right? You don't look happy. So, the science behind this is when you talk about what you want, you just look so bright, okay? You're so open and you are smiling and you attract, those opportunities as opposed to when you are talking about things you don't want. When you talk about things you don't want, you sound like you are grouchy and you are complaining and you attract those very situations that you don't want, okay?
Wow, yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna try that experiment, and I wanna experience, of course, the happy face. I don't wanna see the grouchy one. So I'm taking this personally. Thank you so much, Gabe. How do you make this a habit?
Well, Tsion, one way to make a habit is, to do something over and over. One day, my wife makes a yummy breakfast on Saturdays. We have a very special dish she makes on Saturdays, and that's called chachapsa. And one day I said, let me make chachapsa, right? And then I was trying to flip the bread, and I was, shaking, I was thinking like the bread is gonna fall, on the oven, like just the first time I did it. And so as I was doing it over and over, I got better and better and better at it. So although it sounds unnatural, right?
Mm.
Just do it and practice and smile when you do it. So in other words, it may be natural to talk about things you don't want. It may be natural to talk about things you are afraid of. And instead, talk of things you are excited about, things you look forward to, and keep doing it. And when you catch yourself, say, oops, and then kind of switch and practice. And the more you practice the behavior you want, the better you get at it.
Yeah, that's true. Practice makes perfect. That's what they say. Thank you. That's a good point. Your third tip is to celebrate every little progress you make. Is this really practical? How can someone with a busy and serious work implement this?
Yes. I have to say, Tsion, I understand the kind of the thinking behind the question. Is this really practical? How can you celebrate every little progress you make? And let's say, Tsion, as you continue to grow your business impact, okay? And let's say, one day you guys, contact one client, right? You reach out to one client who may use your service, and you may, since you live in Triangle, you may just say, let's just go to the city of Triangle, right? The city of Triangle, and let us tell them about impact. And, if you just wait the celebration the day you get a good contract, it's a long wait, Tsion. However, if you say, you know what, we made a contact, the city of Triangle knows impact. And the fact you are celebrating, you're just saying that doesn't take a whole lot of time. But it's like a forward progress. And one day you are registered. Another day, let's say since your company does IT and management solutions, another day you may have an appointment with the head of technology for the city of Triangle, right? And then you say, hey, you tell your husband, I say, honey, today, guess what? I spoke with the head of technology of Triangle City. And if your husband says, did you win any contract? That's a bummer. You just celebrate the fact you were able to make a contact and you had an opportunity to talk to the head of technology. So, it is practical to just celebrate every little thing with a remark and share with enthusiasm, with excitement, the small progress you are making, okay? So if you are busy, just acknowledging the small progress you make is something you can do, okay?
Yes, that's good. I just want to also ask you, how do you deal with people who do not feel like celebrating?
That's a good point. Sion, I deal with this every day. Uh, yeah, maybe if I say every day, I'm exaggerating. I'm a business owner, ICAT, and whenever people ask me, how is ICAT doing? Sion, what do you think is my answer? How is ICAT doing? What do I tell them? What do you think?
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Fantastic. And they say, how come? And I say, hey, I work with people like Sion, and I work with people, my wife Jenny, and I work with Ephraim, and I work with Laleda, I work with Michael. I just talk about the people I work with, and then just by sharing, what makes ICAT fantastic is the people, and just the customers who are using our services, and the opportunity we have to serve the community we are in. And I think people who don't who just measure their success, unless they win $1 million contract, they don't consider that to be a success. So by sharing with them the fact, we submitted 5 proposals this week, and making a big deal about it, I think they get an idea. Maybe it's time to celebrate life. Now, so let me just kind of digress and share maybe a few benefits out of doing this. Okay, one benefit of celebrating small progress that you make. One is frequent acts of celebration are good for your health, and they also build your immune system, right? It's kind of like the outer you, by talking about the small accomplishments and gratitude, you are telling the inner you everything is okay, right? And by telling everything is okay, guess what? Your immune system is built up and your health is getting better, less stressed, okay? And also, another advantage of celebrating small successes is that, you look more attractive to others. And I know, a lot of people use makeup, or you stand in front of a mirror so that we look good, right? And all of this is, being attractive is a good thing, right? So we look attractive when we are grateful, when we celebrate, small accomplishments in life. And also you build the habit of gratitude. Gratitude adds to your joy and happiness. And so I think these are some of the benefits of celebrating small successes. If you are just waiting for the big one to hit, or the big, success indicators you are looking for, it will be a long time in between. You will be so miserable. So for that reason, I say I practice celebrating every small achievement.
Great thoughts. Thank you, Gabe. That's awesome. Knowing you practice, Gabe, knowing you practice these tips. Please share your final word of wisdom or assignment for our participants.
Yes. So, Sion, maybe the simplest thing is, for me, one of the things I do, maybe an assignment I have, is to share what, maybe try something I do every single day. I would say for the last 5 to 6 years. And that is, I share with people my joy of the day. And I ask people I speak with to share their joy of the day. Okay. And so let's, Sion, how about you and I practice this, just between you and I? So I would say today, my joy is, our minivan has not been working. And, I called our mechanic, and he's not feeling well. And so we couldn't take it to him. And then, it just was not time, to take this to, a shop. And then my brother-in-law came by, and he asked me to crank it up. And he said, it's just battery. So guess what? He jumped the car, and it's just the battery. It worked. And then he said, hey, take it to auto shop. I said, how about I take it to, a mechanic. He said, the mechanic's going to cost you more. Take it to auto shop, some kind of auto shop. Guess what? Using his advice, I took the car to auto shop, and then they checked it out, and they gave me 3 options. One is, let's charge it for a night, and the battery may be good for a long time, or we can replace, your choice. And guess what? I got a great deal. In less than an hour, this car is functioning. So the fact my brother-in-law stopped by, and you now know I'm not mechanically inclined, right? I'm not mechanically inclined, but I'm so grateful I have a very handy brother-in-law who just healed the car. And now we feel fantastic because this car is working, right?
Yeah.
So Tsion, you want to share your joyous moment of the day? I know your mom is visiting. I don't know if there is anything bigger than that, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest this week. But today I had a big one also, that I had a wonderful time with my daughter. I promised her with some accomplishment that I was going to treat her early in the morning. So she got up early and she woke me up, and we went out to celebrate her accomplishment. And she was very thankful. She was very motivated, and she wants to do more. So I was really happy. We had mom and daughter time early in the morning before class started. So she was happy, and I was happy. We had a celebration for accomplishment. It wasn't like huge, but it made us both happy and get us ready for the next one, because we have another goal that we want to meet after 2 weeks. We do this for the next 2 weeks. We're gonna have this prize every 2 weeks. She's gonna have a prize, and this is encouraging, and that was a very happy moment for my day.
Tsion, I like that. Thank you so much for sharing that story, because, I think you are practicing tip number 3, aren't you? The fact, you are celebrating with your daughter a small accomplishment, and then there is more accomplishment in the future. But the fact you are taking the time to celebrate this moment is encouraging her to do better on future accomplishments, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I really like that example. One of the things whenever I ask people to share their joyous moment, I like when they share something personal. Maybe a time with a family member, a time with a friend, or maybe a delicious snack they had. Something personal rather than business. Tsion, I'm very impressed by the fact you did not even talk about the very, very successful webinar you moderated today. So this is your super duper webinar moderation day, and you are doing such a fantastic job. And I was expecting you to speak about that webinar. Instead, you chose to talk about the time you had with your daughter, which is precious, which is exactly what when I ask people their joyous moment and they tell me they won a contract or they finished a report, I said, yeah, that is joyous. Give me something more personal. And so the fact you chose, the time you spent with your daughter, you really have an A+ in this assignment, Tsion.
Yes, thank you for the reminder as well. I believe I have a lot of happy moments today, because that's how it goes. And I'm learning from you to just keep counting the blessings, the good things that happen. I had a great time moderating the webinar today, the monthly ICATS webinar. It was great. I learned a lot. The presentation was awesome. Everything went so smoothly. I was so happy about that. I had a great time with the family, and I had some accomplishments that I've been trying to do for the past 2-3 weeks, and I did some of them, and I really was very thankful. And I have a question for you, Gabe.
What?
Uh, from your presentation, what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, but it came into my mind. when things go wrong, the natural thing or the first thing that comes to us or to people is, being upset, being sad. So this enjoying yourself or enjoying life, is it like a choice that we can make? Is it like up to us to have a positive attitude, to control our attitude?
That's a great question. My favorite example about what you said, Sion, in a course of a day, I just want to tell you, I know and everyone knows, I don't have a cakewalk in life. There are challenges in business, challenges, family members and everything else. So let's say if I have to list everything that goes on today, let's say out of 10 things that happened today, let's say 7 of them are positive and 3 of them are less than positive. This is about where your focus is. What are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on only the 3 things that concern you? Or are you going to be grateful for the 7 things that are fantastic, including making it through the day and waking up in the morning and having water and breathing and just having a shelter at home and a family members and friends and people who love you? In your case, Sion, you have your mommy with you, you have your daughter with you, my goodness. So it's just like which one you focus on. And what I do is I have challenges. Quite frankly, I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 challenges today. So it is where I focus. And when I focus on the things that are working, guess what? I am in a better position to overcome those challenges. You know what I mean? So you get a muscle, you get an emotional muscle to creatively and positively overcome those challenges that you encounter.
Thank you. That's great. I also heard something they say, put even a fake smile when you're not um, feeling really happy inside, and then you're gonna start feeling really happy when you're not happy or you're not enjoying. So do you think we can make that kind of habit?
Well, I'm so glad Sion, you bring this up, because I'm a believer in, hey, put on a smile. A fake smile is better than a frown. Okay. Actually, I go further and say laugh. If you wait until something is funny, you can never laugh. Laughing is good for your tummy. And then, there are many times, my wife just says, oh my goodness, what's going on with this guy? Sometimes I just burst out in laughter. And then when I laugh, it turns into a real laughter. Try that one, Sion. Try that one with your family members. Try that one. I do that all the time. Sometimes, I just laugh, because when you laugh hard, it's good for your tummy. Your whole body just feels fantastic. And then it turns into really funny. And one of the things I do is, we watch movies, and then I just keep thinking about some of the funny moments in the movies, and I keep smiling. I keep laughing. So it's kind of like thinking of those things to smile, to turn that smile into a real smile, and to even turn that smile into a laughter. Because if you wait for something to make you smile, if you wait for something to make you laugh, you may go days without laughter, and laughter is good for you.
That's true.
Amazing questions.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I heard a saying that successful people are happy people. Someone said that, and sometimes people will think successful people are just rich people. It doesn't really explain being successful is just having a lot of money. One of the things is even being happy with what you have, where you are, and how you handle things, even though problems come and you handle them well, or to go to the next level or to find a solution for the problems, you can still try to be on the positive than just being on the negative. So happiness, from what I'm hearing from you, is happiness is going to make things go easier or just a little bit better than they are.
Yes. So you deal with it better. So, you make a very good point. Let's say, both you and I are in business. You have Impact and I have ICAT, and we are collaborating. There is a collaboration between Impact and ICAT. And so there is more to the success of Impact and ICAT. There is more to the success of our businesses than just making money. Although making money is a very good thing, the green stuff is a very good thing, and that's how we create jobs, and that's how we pay bills, and that's how we hire people, and that's how we compensate people. Yes, money is very important, but money is not the only thing. So I think there is more. Having wealth is one thing, having health is one thing, having a mental health is one thing, to have relationships and to have a positive energy, to have a positive attitude about life. All of these combined make you, what you want is to be prosperous. Prosperous is all-rounded. It's all-rounded. It's your attitude. It is your relationships and your emotion and how you deal with life, including money and everything else. So it is a combination.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Also, from the way I see you and from the way you're talking with people and you communicate with people, you make others feel empowered. You make other people feel more joyful. So your joyfulness helps other people when you make them smile, when you joke about something. You make them feel better as well, not only just for yourself, but you make other people's day better.
Absolutely. I think because, as I think you said early on, this is contagious. And if someone is really down, it affects you. And when you are down, it affects others. So to create, I call it, I have a friend and we call it the happy circle, right? You create a happy circle by what you talk about, what you really talk about, kind of decides how you feel. And so, by changing the topic of the conversation, talking about things we have control over, right? Let's say, Tsion, where you are and where I am today, I think there is rain. I don't know. Did you get rain today?
A little bit.
Okay. So it's kind of rainy. It's not sunny. And, I wanted to, I have my little corn on the cob, and usually I put corn on the grill, and, I cannot do that. So, basically, when you talk about things that are going well, listen, today, you and I went to the webinar on mindset, and it was fantastic and amazing. And this evening, we are having this conversation around enjoyment and how keep happiness and joy part of your journey. Guess what? By talking about these things, we keep the happiness circle alive and well. So I think the contagious factor goes in every direction, okay? And so therefore, whenever you can, to turn that around serves the other person and serves you. And when you are surrounded by happy people, it kind of continues the cycle of happiness and joy.
Absolutely, I agree. Joy is it's energetic. It gives power and pleasure for the soul. And I really want to remind also remembering what you said about it's good for our health. I remember hearing when people are laughing and happy, their health improves most of the
Yes.
time. When they have more company, they have people, and they socialize more, they engage with other people, and they're positive about the situations, their body heals faster.
Yes. And Tsion, in some of the medical centers, senior centers, medical centers, and they have, you know, laugh therapy, and they have comedians and all kinds of things, so that the patients can have, you know, a better experience, a positive experience about their condition. So definitely there is a connection about your, you know, your mindset and your, the kind of energy you have, you know, the toxic energy versus the positive energy. All of that is gonna affect, it's gonna affect you, you know. And I think particularly, you know, high blood pressure, for example, high blood pressure, right? If you are stressed out about everything, you know, you kind of exaggerate everything, that can be a cause for a physical, you know, ill health. And so from it, there is plenty of research, and quite frankly, you know, I want to encourage everyone, since we are on the subject of assignment, is to research. Just Google the link between positive energy and your health, okay? And the, you know, the health benefits are tremendous, and to kind of really make that a habit. I think you said something about, you know, enjoying is, you know, it's kind of more like a decision. I decide to be happy, and that's why I said make it a fantastic day. You know, not have a fantastic day. Make it, you make it a fantastic day with your actions and your words and your attitude and where your focus is.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's kind of a mind work also, like a mindset that where we can talk to ourselves and to put our mind into to choosing to see the good things and the positive things, things that went well, or things that we can count as you know, things that went well, or that gave us pleasure, or that were successful. Even though it's small, it's about our mind, how we think about it, and what we decide how we're going to deal with the day to day, the choices we make early in the morning maybe. So this, I mean, what you shared with us today, Gabe, is maybe it's like a therapy. uh, Maybe some people might not know how to get out of the stress, or uh, you know, when they don't know that they have, you know, the choice. And when they you know, when they hear about the choice, it's kind of a learning experience. Oh, okay, I can choose to be happy even though I'm on this situation. Yeah, you can do that. I think this is a very good lesson for, you know, people to relieve their stress and to see a positive side of life.
Indeed. Thank you. I think we are reaching the top of the hour, Tsion. This is the best interview we had. Yeah, you asked good questions and follow-ups, and hopefully, as we, you know, quite frankly, I'm one of the beneficiaries of my own talk. Usually when I talk to myself. You know, the lecture I give myself is the lecture. Sometimes, you know, I'm talking myself into something or talking myself out of something. So this has been very good, and I appreciate your remarks and your questions and your examples. So
And this was a very good discussion, great presentation, great lesson. Gabe, thank you so much. So we're about to wrap up today's webinar. Next time we're gonna have on next Thursday, we'll have the same webinar about our career advancement club, employment club. We will ask you all to join us again next week. We look forward to seeing you Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much, Gabe, for today's presentation. Thank you,
I
everyone.
appreciate you. Yes, we have some exciting people we've lined up next week and the week after, and who will be coming and sharing their success stories. And Tsion, I really appreciate you for your volunteer and your dedication for this is, you know, this career advancement club is made possible because of your time, your generous and your just gift of time, of facilitation, as well as, the contribution, the sponsorship by Impact, quite frankly, in a leading role, in addition to SICKIT and ADDIS Solutions and ICAT. So Impact, your company is really at the center, and for your company to be, contributing to community improvement and quality of life, this is the best decision you made, and I just want to thank you for it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Gabe, for this opportunity to work together and serve our community. I appreciate you really. And we wrap up today's webinar and see you again next week. Goodbye.
Wonderful. Have a great one.